Hey, everybody. It's Amy Ness with the Amy Ness Realty Group, and I'm here for the Friday follow up. Hey, so what I want to talk to you about this week is wet and dry. So we all know what wet is, right? So it's going to rain later today, and the ground's going to get wet. And we all know what dry is, right? The sun's going to come out, and it's going to dry up all that rain, and it'll be a dry ground then. So in real estate, we have two types of closings usually. One is wet, and one is dry. So what is a wet closing, you ask? That's when the funds are actually transferred. The money is transferred over, the wire has come through, the cash has come through, the checks have been written. A dry closing is when those will be dispersed soon. So what would cause somebody to have a dry closing? So that could be that there was a signature required from somebody that wasn't at the closing table and we're waiting for that signature. It could also be that the funds transfer could have been by way of wire, and that wire could have been coming from an institution that's in a totally different time zone, and so we have to wait for that transfer to occur. So this does happen. We're all in it together. It can be stressful, especially when you got a U-Haul parked out front full of stuff, but it'll work out most times. I never recommend the transfer of possession or handing over the keys to the property until those funds have been transferred or those wires have been received. It can set you up for liability. What if there was some damage happened to the house? What if a car drove into the house? Who owns the house at that point? So that's a real big deal. You could end up with somebody that's squatting, basically holding out for a signature and just living there rent free in your home. So if for some reason it doesn't close, which we don't want to happen because the person wants to buy the house, the seller wants to sell the house. But if it were to happen, there is what's known as earnest money or escrow money in some states. And so the buyer, when they're writing that purchase agreement, they have earnest money that they've put in place stating that they're earnest in the purchase. Intent is there to purchase the home. That dollar amount was held by the listing company, and then right at the closing, it was written over to the title company. And that money at that point can be negotiated for the lack of closing. So that could be that the seller gets a credit. It could be that the buyer doesn't get to keep their money. And it could be that everything works out great and it comes back as a credit to the buyer in the end because we finally got that signature we were waiting for. So I just thought it'd be a good opportunity to educate you on some of the scenarios and experiences I get to go through. If you have other questions, let me know. I have represented clients in this capacity, and it doesn't happen often, but you got to know what to do when it does, and I'm here for you. So hope you have a great week and headed into a great weekend. Take care. Bye.